Hello! Welcome to episode 104 of We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And every week, Stevie Wildcard and I get together and we do our best. Steven!
I'm Stevie Wildcard.
Hello! I'm Anthony.
And I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And every week, Stevie Wildcard and I get together and we just do our best.
You get a Chevy. He gets a Chevy.
Chevy all the way. All the way down, top to bottom. You get a Chevy, you get a Chevy. So, Steve and I are from Florida. If you don't know this is how we all talk. We all have these accents all day long. We don't. This is not fake. Don't give me that. Like, every once in a while, what I got to do,
It's what the meth and gators do to us down here.
Oh, it's true.
I got like a Savannah accent.
Every once in a while, what I got to do is I got to pretend that I'm some kind of like, oh, I got to like put on my... Hello, I do not have an accent. I have to do one of them. It's not cool. No one wants to put it with
No one wants to do one.
No one wants to do it. So what we do here is I make comic books and Steven takes credit. That's what we do.
I take 88% of everything.
So Steven does all the stuff. Steven draws it and Steven does the coloring. Sure. Steven gets all the stuff ready. He takes hours and hours and hours and hours to get it all completed. But
the bit went we just kept going.
What if we did that for a solid hour? It's the longest episode.
It's just for us. It's not for anybody. People are just like watching. This isn't for me. This is for them.
What are you guys doing?
This for themselves.
So Anthony peed himself 3 minutes in. Steven's still holding up strong. Steven's got the bladder of an ox. What is happening?
Oh, geez.
So, for those of you tuning in for the first time, this is a very serious podcast called We Have Issues, in which we tackle Earth's mightiest questions.
Earth's mightiest questions. Without the crutch of a fake accent.
Yeah. So every week we get together and we talk about our various issues that we have while we're attempting to create things in the world. Most recently, we've been working on a supernatural action comedy comic called Deathless. And Steven, I freaking love our book so much. You've done amazing. You breathed life into this book. I was like, look, I'll put a little bit of flesh into this one. I was like, the last one, I opened up. I took out my heart. I was like, I'll write it in blood. And you were like, you're going too far, dude. You're going too far. And I was like,
it's getting dirty.
Yeah, I was like, it's gross. I was like, I spilled my soul, and you're like, this is gross. Stop it. Do less. And so I was like, you're right. This time I was like, I'm gonna try to I'm gonna get some cool themes out, but I'm not gonna kill myself doing it. And you were like, you know you killed yourself last time? I'm doing it this time,
my fingy's gonna bleed.
Yes. So this time, Steven's been putting in the freaking work. Like, Steven, this week, what did you want to do before we...
I wanted to get you a few, definitely 3 or 4 more pages done. And I basically got there. I'm in a weird spot right now with the flats versus the shades. But I got that one page looks awesome. I finished the bedroom page and I've started on the car hitting him page. And then I have the other flats that I'm actually starting. So dude, we're almost there. We're really freaking
beautiful.
Close.
And it's I'll tell you, okay, so this week I wanted to get a couple of pages lettered and get some stuff done. I knew I wasn't going to get a lot done because I'm in the process of moving right now. Not only am I in the process of moving, but this week, I my only day off, my only day off, Steven, my only freaking day off, I was like, guess what I have to do? I have to drive down to the clerk of courts and pay a $10 ticket for not having the updated insurance card on me. The officer who pulled me over when we already talked about that a bit, but when they pulled me over, they could tell that I had insurance and that it was valid and everything was fine. He could have, Steven, and I realized this after the fact, which just freaking lights a fire in my my whole body, Steven. He could have just said, hey, do you have a sec? Could you pull it up on your phone really quick? Could you just go on the internet and just pull up your insurance card on the internet, which is always available to you? And I would have said, oh my gosh, yes, officer, thank you so much for being a decent human person. And I would have done it. But I didn't realize, in that time, I was like, here's my insurance card that I have. And then he went wrote a ticket and came back and was like, ha ha ha, no. You know, like I would have, like he could have fixed it then, and
such boomer energy there. I mean, that's
like no paper is necessary in this situation. So I had to go all the way to the clerk of courts, which was a 27-minute drive, and then I had to like, you know, navigate my way through this building, which by the way, I saw someone getting like proper threatened. Like I saw a lawyer. Presumably, I don't know the exact situation, but like, you know, like I walked up to a situation, there were two people who were yelling about how this other person who's wearing a suit doesn't care about them. And he's like, I should just beat your ass, and like and yelling and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I need to go right where they are. And I was like,
let me through, gentlemen.
Yeah, like, look, excuse me, you know, like, no, like, so I did the thing that everyone does. I mean, when they don't want to walk through that, which is like, I'm gonna go watch what you're doing from this bush, and I just kind of like, no, but I was like, you know, it was early enough where I was like, this is what's consuming my day. I already made the 27-minute drive, so now I might as well be, you know, entertained by their unfortunate human circumstances. So eventually that dissipates, and I make my way in, and I like get up there, blah blah blah, and I pay the freaking $10. And so I pay the money, go back home. But by the time I get home and deal with all that, and another 27 minutes going back home, I only have, like, it's lunchtime, and I'm starving because I haven't eaten lunch because now I have to go deal with clerk courts, and then I have to pick up my son, and I'm just like, my only day off, and I got nothing done. Normally it's my day when I get everything done. Like, if I'm home and Atlas goes to school, I get everything done. Like, that's the best. Like, I need to start, like, making a day throughout the week where I'm like, I'm just going to situate this so I know I get that time, because those like 6 hours I treat it like it's my job.
It's like a marathon. Yeah.
I clock in. I'm like, I clocked in, gonna get this done, not gonna stop, go on Twitter right away, go on Twitter all day. No, I'm kidding. No, like
Twitter
all day. But I get stuff done. But this week, dude, like I my only day off, I got nothing done, and then I like raced to get things done otherwise. So it was a weird, hectic week, but I got some moving done. I did get some lettering done. I also sent away, Steven, I'm pretty excited, Taylor Mosby, who wrote Forlorn Tweed, one of the comics that we were talking about on our podcast. He contacted me and he asked me if we would like to put an ad in their single issues that they're going to release. So they're going
awesome
because they have like this like fat, beautiful, wonderful like graphic novel, and it looks incredible, by the way, and it's awesome. I started reading it, and it's hefty, but it's so cool. It's such a good book. I'm so excited for people to read it. But he contacted me and asked me if we wanted to put an ad for a podcast and stuff in their book. And of course I said yes and thank you. You know, yes, please, thank you. So I'm so excited for that. So I formatted that and I sent it off to him. So like I've done a bunch of stuff, and I've been contacting people, but like I did not get enough writing done or enough lettering done this week. And I was just like, God, I need to like get out of this weird limbo situation that I'm in, Steven. It's killing me. It's killing me.
Those later pages I did, they work for grayscale looking awesome, but it's really tricky figuring out where to put the flats and stuff like that. So I'm like trying to configure. Basically what I decided to do was flatten the whole page down to a different file, and then hit the multiply and pull the color through all the grays I did.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it works out. But I was like, these look great, but it's really weird with the layers how I'm supposed to color this. So I got to figure it out. Like the clouds, for example.
Okay.
Like in some of the later pages, instead of like building the clouds with color,
I
actually built them in the black and white.
Yeah.
And when I go to color them, they sit on top of the colors. So I have to like multiply them down.
I was gonna say, what I've done when I've had those pages is I make all of the shading and the inks one layer, and I just click multiply on that.
That's what I did, but then it gets rid of like the moon and things like that.
You have to have a couple of layers there. I see.
Yeah, so I have to like basically the information's there, so I can like kind of pick and choose. Like I can do what you do and flatten into a separate file, and then go back to the home file and copy the layer that has the moon if I want, copy the layer that has the green glow, things like that. So it's not too bad.
Yeah, no, dude, I feel like we're still making headway, and this week is one of those weeks, which like anyone who watches our podcast knows, every 2 weeks my son goes away for 2 days with his mom, and that's just the situation we have. That's what we do. But during those 2 weeks I do my best to be as productive as possible. So this week is one of those weeks. I'm gonna have Wednesday and Thursday, and I'm gonna finish the hell out of this lettering. I'm just gonna finish it. I'm gonna like call it.
You have issue 2 mostly written, right?
Yeah,
or like
it's
at least
almost completed. Like I'm very close, like super close actually. I was going to finish it, but I was like, we need to get this out to people because like I can write that in a weekend. You know, like I can definitely.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm gonna be behind. I mean, as long as you have the first 2 pages, you have plenty of time. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like
that's true too.
You know,
yeah, good.
As long as I have content to work with right off rip, then you're fine.
Heck
you
yeah.
know, so
Yeah, dude, it's been weird for me lately though. I think understandable. These are my favorite kind of problems to have because I've been genuinely so happy lately, and like like everything in my life is just like this like fun puzzle that I'm working through now, and it's just like I love the podcast, I love the comic that we're making, I love our friendship, I love like I found this like incredible person whom I love, and I love like I love her daughter, and I love the time we spend together, and I love all this stuff. So it's been fun managing like all of that stuff. It's just a little bit hectic because like right now I took all the stuff off my wall. All my books are gone down here. Like I'm slowly moving in. This week, on Wednesday and Thursday, my plan is to letter like crazy and then pack as much of the rest of my stuff and move it over. So I'm trying to get it done this week. I'm like the bulk of it, But I've been in this weird limbo, dude, and so like I've been in this weird like between place, and it's kind of like made me think about things where I was like, I've always thought. I know this is gonna like a weird segue, but it's true. Like I've been thinking about this lately. I've always thought of the afterlife as like a big reveal, like the button gets pushed and you see like the curtain opens, like and like if it's darkness or it's like haha, this is who was right, ha 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 ha, like whatever, and it, like I always imagine like the afterlife, we die, and then it's like here's here's the answer to the big ineffable like thing that you could never know for sure, while you're alive. I always thought of it that way. But being in this weird like transitional period made me consider the fact that like what if there are simply stages, and it was like there would still be a reveal, but what if there is a form of an afterlife that works in like, because I've always had trouble like reconciling like souls and various things, but I was like, if radio waves and like various waves like that can work in a spectrum of light or in spectrum of reality that we can't see, and they're always bouncing around waiting for something to basically catch them and use them, what if we are just essentially the conduit, the radio, the box for the thing that's finding its way and bouncing around inside of us? And what if that thing that's bouncing around inside of us is like harmonizing with itself in such a way that it is something of a soul? Like what if like there are these possibilities? I'm not like I don't like, no one knows, no one can know what happens. That's what makes it the great big ineffable like crazy grand question. But I like the idea that it's kind of interesting because I always imagined it as like an all or nothing like kind of binary situation. Like it's either like, oh, these people are right or these people are right, or like something. But like what if even after this form is gone, what if we are just simply the radio waves, like the whatever the frequency inside of us, like that thing is left. So it answers some questions in that, oh, look, there is more, but it doesn't necessarily give us the big answer. It's just like, oh, stage 2. What is this? And I was
find a new host.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like it could be anything is the thing. It's so interesting. And like, it doesn't even have to necessarily be find a new host. It could be now you live in this world of other things that no longer have a host, and like now you are in this limbo, which like is just a different version of a reality that you're familiar with.
And there are arts and crafts stores in this universe too,
and you're gonna work there. It's like, oh, hell exists. I get it. I was right all along. The curtain opens and it's how. No, but like, so I've been thinking about it, and I've been thinking about like life and death and limbo and just like how I'm living my life, and I'm just like, I don't know. I think I'm doing a pretty good job. I'm trying to be a supportive person. I'm trying to be a good person. I'm trying, like, I do everything I can. I know sometimes I fail, and sometimes I'm like, I don't know, like slothful, or like, like I feel like wrath in the car. I feel like anger, and like I feel those things. I try to like overcome them and try to be a little bit better at insulting people.
At least clever enough to where they appreciate it.
Yeah. No, but like I'm trying to like, like I read the book Timequake. by Kurt Vonnegut. And like essentially the idea of Timequake is like the whole world kind of Groundhog Day resets, but instead of doing it day by day, they relive like a huge span of time. It's like a year to 10 years or something. It's like a huge span of time. But the thing is, Steven, they can't, where like Phil could change his day, he could do silly things and learn new lessons and like try to learn French and like whatever he wants to do. In Timequake, they rewind and they have to perfectly do everything that they already did, and they can't even, they're not even the ones controlling it at that point. They're just kind of along for the ride of their body, and they have this other consciousness inside that just kind of is there the whole time.
Like watches it basically.
Yeah, just like a watcher. Yeah, just a watcher, just along for the ride. So whatever happened, like you suffer your greatest humiliations, you suffer the greatest heartbreaks, or the best day of your life. You see the birth of your children, you get married, like you win awards, but like there are no more surprises. Everything is just happening. But as crazy and weird as that concept is, what it made me think about it, like the consciousness that like it like kind of like threw into my brain is just like I'm trying to live my life as if that were to happen, I would enjoy the ride. You know what I mean? Like
you just get to enjoy these moments again.
Yeah.
These were great moments.
Yeah. So, and it's just like, and the ones that aren't, I don't want to sit there. I like, okay, if I'm going to be along for the ride the second time, I don't want to sit there and like throw my fists around and be mad and like, like I'm going to focus on the good things. I'm going to do what I can. I'm going to, like just trying to take things too personally and, be a decent person. But mostly, Steven, what I'm going to do is I'm going to date more robots, Steven. That's what I'm going to do. I realized, I was like, I find
greatest segue ever.
I find so much joy in dating robots that I'm like, I will relive this over and over and over again. This is the longest.
Another episode of Anthony Dates Robots. The only one I remember.
So
simple one.
What a segue, Steven. I'm getting good at these. Segues.
You're fantastic.
So, Steven, I was on the internet. I was on Twitter, and I got a message from someone, and she was interested in me. I couldn't really tell like what she wanted necessarily, not at first, but I knew what I wanted, Steven. I was hungry like a wolf, Steven.
Oh.
So, would you mind reading the part of Alicia Garcia?
Hey, dear. How are you doing?
Mostly mostly alive. You?
Same here. So what are you up to on here?
Same as you, probably.
Really? So where do you live, if I may ask?
It's safe to assume that you and I want exactly the same thing. Let's say it on the count of 3. What do you want? 1, 2, 3.
I'm new on here and trying to find people to eat.
I mean, make new friends. Jinx.
Where do you live?
Florida. You?
Oklahoma. Do you know what you want in a new partner?
I'm looking for someone with some spice. Someone with great taste. Someone who's a total dish.
Same applies to me. So can we know each other more?
Oh, that's good to hear. What do you need to know before we meet? I mean, eat. Meet. Stupid autocorrect.
What year were you born and how old are you?
I was born in 2004. I'm 54 years old.
2004?
I know it's crazy that we don't have flying cars yet, but here we are. When were you born and how old are you?
I'm 37. What is your goals or dream in life?
In a row?
It's so good. I just love that they said 37.
Mm.
Yes.
Well, my goal is to eat you, or someone who is very willing to be eaten.
Really? What's your relationship status?
Starving? You?
Yeah. Are you single or married?
No. Why do you ask?
Just want to know.
I was engaged once. It left a bad taste in my mouth.
Aw, so sorry to hear. I'm single, never married.
Well, Yeah, if you're married, you're never single. That makes total sense as you've presented it. I guess you just aren't the one for me.
Sure. Why did you say that? Can we share pictures if you don't mind?
You want to send me pictures?
Sure.
So she sends a picture of. So I did a Google search, and this is just a porn star, just a porn actress.
Can I see you too? It's actually that porn actress.
So I sent a picture of Alfred Packer from Cannibal the Musical.
Yes. Wow. That's scary.
What does wow mean?
But trust me, you are the true definition of handsomeness. You know she's going for there. It's a scam at that point.
Oh my gosh. So I say, oh, so you were excited? Where I come from, we say spadoinkle.
Okay. Have you ever used the Google Chat app?
No. Have you ever sat in a pool of vegetable stock for 8 hours?
Yeah.
Steven, how does that happen?
How does it happen?
How does that happen? They're just like, yeah, I mean, I'm going to say yes. I have to agree with something or else you're going to think we have nothing in common. So she says, yeah. I say, oh, have you been eaten before?
I want to tell you something. Can I?
Sure.
I'm looking for a serious and long-term relationship. I don't care about the age or distance because I believe that when it is time for the meeting, I don't care about relocating. And I would like to know more about a man like you. Maybe you are an angel sent down from God. I don't know how you'll feel, but I just have to express my feelings for you. I think I like you. Your picture alone make me thinking. I think there's opportunities for us to come together and see where it will lead to. What do you say about that?
You think that God sent me to eat you?
Yeah, sure. What do you think about that?
I doubt you're kosher. So that's the end of that one. But dude, it's a weird.
That's a weird bot. That's a weird bot because there is a mixture of more humanity in that one than normal.
Yeah. So I don't know, dude. Like I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. Like I every once in a while I worry that I just have a stalker who's just like pretending to be bots, who's like, I'm helping him, I swear I'm helping him. You know, and it's like said like just pretend it, because like who says yeah to that? That's so ridiculous. I know, but it has happened. We've had it before where like they keep pushing and eventually they do like oh, send me a gift card, or they do the like meet me on WhatsApp so you can give me your information, you know, credit card information. So I don't know, dude. I don't know what she actually wanted. She's still trying to talk to me though, so there will be a part 2 of this.
Colitis.
Yeah. Actually, like just like a quick little tease of what we've been talking about. So she was like, will you send me your email address? So I sent her a fake email address, and I was like, but listen, when you talk to me there, let's do this fun thing where we pretend we've never spoken. So she was like, okay. And then she said hey to me today, where she like just on Twitter, she's like, hey, how are you today? And I wrote, who's this? And I started, so it's like a, you know, so we're doing like a sequel kind of thing. So we'll see where it goes. So, you know, stay tuned for part 2, you know, Daisy Boogaloo or whatever her name was.
Old man.
Oh man, it was so crazy. But I like, it's funny because like honestly it's become one of my hobbies to just do that. Like I don't have a lot of other hobbies, you know, like I spend time with the kids, I play video games with them, and then like I do comic book stuff, like we do our stuff. I don't have things that I do that I'm just like, this is a fun thing that I'm doing for fun, you know, like even these, like to an extent I start to feel like I have to make some content for the show, you know. Speaking of content, Steven, I can't do it anymore. I can't hold on to this bullshit. Like, what is that voice after every single week? It's not smart. It ain't dumb. I don't know. Like,
how did we go so long?
Like we went so long, so wrong. I don't even know how it's going on.
So long. I mean, guest appearances. My accent's changed since the beginning of the episode. Even.
It's just nuts, Steven. I mean, every week we get together and we do our best to just overcome these various issues, and we lie. We lie all day. Which is like, this is who I am. But really,
we did get that opportunity in that Christmas song to sing with our real accents.
Oh, Steven, you know what we forgot to do? Hang on. I need one thing, Steven, and we can do it as Southern people, and that's just fine. Before we get out of here, Steven, we have one more fun activity that I'd like to do with you, Steven. You and me, let's put on an accent. Let's do it. Let's put on an accent, and we're gonna talk. We're gonna bring someone in. We're gonna fool them. We're gonna fool them. We're gonna make them think that we have normal voices, and we're gonna play a game. We're gonna be like, "Oh, we're gonna play a game with you," and they're gonna be like,
"Look at you guys with your normal voices. You guys don't have any sort of Florida accents going on over there."
So we're gonna play a little game called Comic Conjectures with our friend Lee Newman. He's amazing and fun. You'll see his whole interview soon, but this is us pretending to have normal voices with Lee Newman. We're making a cult right now. We're indoctrinating Lee into our cult. We've been trying for weeks. We're like, I don't know, probably months at this point. I'm losing time. All my time is just gone. I don't know.
The ostrich flavored Kool-Aid, which I don't know what that would probably be. That probably wouldn't be a very good flavor.
Steven,
just tell me what color t-shirt to buy.
Not with that attitude, Steven. We need ostrich.
Listen, we have Kool-Aid. It's not great.
It's mediocre Kool-Aid at best, but it's ostrich flavored.
So we ran out of the packet to water ratio. So I mean, it's pretty. It's basically like, like sparkling, like that LaCroix. It's like the LaCroix of Kool-Aid. It's like maybe it was cherry. It looks cherry. In a past life, maybe, but that's our Kool-Aid. That's what we got going on in the ostrich colony.
You guys serve it in cups? No. It's in a hole in the ground like sand. You dip your head in and you sip.
The sediments fall to the bottom. Don't worry, not everyone gets dirt in their teeth.
To be honest, it improves the flavor. The flavor is not okay. It's unacceptable. Anyway, we're getting crazy, Steven. Okay.
So far, none of that is a deal breaker yet.
No, it's all good. It's all
So
where do I sign? Basically, is what I'm saying.
Okay, Lee. So every week, we try to play a different game with our guest, and this week we are going to play Comic Conjectures. So, Steven, will you please? You have double duty this week, Steven. I'm gonna throw.
I do. Just pick a letter. Let's start with a letter, Lee.
Okay. Do we get the song?
That's the double duty, Steven.
Oh, dang it! It's comic. I never remember because I literally have the worst memory, so I just make it up every time. So anyway, it's Comic Conjecture Hour. Steven's running the show tonight because Anthony failed. Full success. DC, not Marvel, just DC Encyclopedia. Lee, pick a letter now. It's Comic Conjectures.
That was fantastic.
That was the best one.
Amazing.
That was amazing. You always say you forget the words and then you say them all.
I just want you to know that it's probably because I'm not that great and I just do the same jokes over and over again, even when I don't remember the joke. So
yeah,
but if you nail the joke, it's fine.
Yeah, I guess it works.
All right, so we need a letter.
Okay,
Lee.
some letters. H.
Good, because I was already there and it's scrolling super slow.
Nice.
I'm just gonna move my mouse around. Hayoth, Hayyoth. Hayoth. I'm gonna make sure it's not like one of the super groups like Anthony struggled with before. Hold on.
Okay. What are you thinking, Lee? Hero or villain for Hayoth?
It might be none of these things, but we get to have fun anyway.
That's a tough one. I want to say it sounds like this is DC, right?
Mm-hmm. DC, yes.
Okay. It feels like it could be hero to me, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm like my first just like gut instinct is I can tell you 100% that this is a character that discovered a magic belt somewhere. It was someone who tripped. I'm gonna say, okay, this is what they're doing. This is a story. They're walking down the street, and they hear and they look over, and as they see all of these people doing karate, they trip on the sidewalk and they break their teeth.
Yeah.
And they break their teeth.
I got it.
So as they break their teeth, they're like, and they're like, what do I do? I don't like, and they freak out. But as they're freaking out, they look over and they see something glowing. It's glowing in this. I'm just making time for Steven. It's glowing. I
have it.
Okay,
it is a super team, but it's still kind of
okay. I got this though. So he sees something glowing in an alley and he follows it.
I got this though.
So he goes in the alley, and it's a belt, and he puts it on, and it's a karate belt, and he goes,
Okay.
and he tries to summon. He feels the energy building within him, and as he says the way, just like Shazam has to say Shazam, just like as powerfully as he can, he summons all of his power, and he says with his broken teeth, "Hayaf!"
That sounds perfect.
I love
I'm
it.
supposed to follow that. That was perfect. You nailed it.
No, but when Steven, okay, so my fear here, Steven, is you happen to choose something that was like, what is it? Is it a totem?
It's like so super serious. It's so funny because
I
you would
figured.
like the Hayath are an Israeli super team named after the four angelic beings in the book of Ezekiel in the Bible, who bore the faces of the lion, the eagle, the ox, and the man. They were formed by the Israeli government and operated as a division of the Mossad, the Israeli Special Forces, under the command of Colonel Hakohen. The
So,
Hayath.
I
the
nailed
Hayath-
it, except they say Krav Maga. Like,
That was you were
it's not
so
karate.
close,
It's
Anthony.
it's Krav Maga.
yeah, I got it. Like
That was almost
what it was.
exactly the same.
I
Nailed
said it
Perfect.
in the same way Steven always nails the theme song. I definitely 100% said the thing Steven said. Like stenographer will read it back.
We never miss.
We never miss. All right. Do you want to do the same letter, Steven? Do you see anything else?
Yeah, I gotta go back down to 390. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, this is definitely a very virus laden thing I did because my computer's like, what are you doing to me, man?
Steven's
like
very
the lady pops up
legitimately
dancing on the
downloaded
side
this.
of the screen like back in the 90s.
It's like, oh man, like when I scroll with my wheel, it's like, like 3 scrolls behind my scroll. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Oh yeah.
all right, give me a letter.
Oh, a different letter?
Different letter? Okay. K.
Ooh,
I
okay.
was lucky that time.
I was on X.
I was on X.
I was on X. Moving
Okay,
on.
K. Candor. Kandor.
Okay. That's okay. That sounds like it could be Kryptonian. And it's a hero, I think, maybe.
Yes, but
okay.
I'm looking at it and it's gone now.
Steven invented that character is what this is.
No, I found it. I was like so confused. I'm like going through it. I'm like, what? I just saw it. 166.
I like the idea of Krypton. You know what? That's something I've never really considered. What if on Krypton there was someone who was from a different planet who absorbed their red sun the way Superman absorbs our yellow sun? And like what if there was a Superman or different heroes and villains and such on Krypton before it exploded?
That's an excellent thought experiment. I'm surprised there's not some kind of Elseworld scenario where they talk about that if there isn't.
Yeah, because I mean, I'll tell you, I won't get into it in this episode, but I've been slowly building my case against Goku, just behind the just behind the curtain, slowly, just doing all the math, just knowing how right I am. No, I'm kidding. But what I have done is I do like those thought experiments. So I do want to know all the information about the different characters. So I'm just like, can Superman absorb powers or absorb energy in different ways? And I've learned that he can, and he absorbs different light energy from different sources at different times. That's why, because I was like, couldn't he just absorb a Kamehameha and just completely reflect? So I was thinking about it, and I was like, because it's essentially. So I did the whole math, and I was like, what is key energy? Where does it come from? But it's spin around. But regardless, my point is.
Goku wins. I wasn't paying attention.
I stopped after you said that obviously wrong thing. No, no, but I was thinking so the way Superman can absorb from various sources, there should be there is a unbreakable person and a Mr. Glass. There's always the opposite side of that battery, the flip side of the coin. Why isn't there someone who absorbs the red sun the way Superman does? So so I don't know, someone like Kandor, maybe Kandor is a character on Krypton who is the only hero of Krypton. Everyone else on Krypton is incredibly intelligent, or they're trying their best to create this Socratic or Platonic society in which everyone is just these intellectuals and they're living their best lives. And what if there is just this barbarian on Krypton who's out there just saving the day, and he's just the Hellboy of that society?
all of what both of you said about Candor, it's so weird how close you were, but like how bad I am at picking these, because Candor is a fictional city.
Oh, in the glass jar. I didn't.
Yes,
want to be
but
wrong,
it is
so it
is from Krypton though. So you guys were definitely like,
is it just like the shrunken city that Superman saves all the time, or is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That always gets, what's the guy that collects stuff, whatever the collector is in DC. Yeah. Brainiac, yeah,
Brainiac,
exactly, yeah.
Yep, miniaturized by a shrinking ray and placed
I've seen
inside
that.
a
I
glass
didn't know the
bell
name of that
jar.
at all. I don't want to say my other guess for Candor. Steven, give us one more that's not like a place.
Dude,
or what are you doing, Steven?
Here's the thing. When you do this, when you mess this part up, you have a book where your hand is holding the index and you're just flipping right back. Me, I have to scroll through this virus-laden like death pool.
Oh, that's true. We're committing. We're just committing, Steven. It's okay.
I'm gonna go with a random
Superman.
The Creeper.
All right, I know the Creeper.
Okay.
The Creeper should be played by
Nick
Nick
I actually
Cage.
also know the Creeper as well.
Okay, how about Chevy Chase? No, I'm just kidding. That is actually listed though.
Is it? Wait, what?
I swear to God.
Wait,
240.
Steven. Okay, Lee, Chevy Chase, hero or villain?
Well,
I think it really depends on who you ask and what the time period is in his career.
yeah, I mean, as of late, he's gone the villain route. So.
Look, I'm gonna land
Community.
straight villain. I'm technically related to Chevy Chase. I know this. He's like, we're like third cousins or whatever. His real name is Cornelius Crane, and so I know that he's a villain and that his father was on Jekyll Island, like planning things behind the scenes and being evil, and he's just part of an evil syndicate. So I know he is working with people like Lex Luthor against the Metropolis Society for sure. Like, there's no way he's a good
That's
guy.
a compelling case, Anthony.
Yeah. Steven, who is Chevy Chase?
Dude, like it says page 240, but hold on. I'm looking and there is nothing to do with Chevy Chase. I feel like some intern like did that on purpose to like snuck it in, the editor missed it. Like was just like was watching Community and accidentally typed Chevy Chase instead of Mockingbird or something, hon. DC
What are the
comic.
odds, whatever weird website you got this version of the encyclopedia from, they were just putting in their own stuff?
Like, listen, man, this is just a virus. We're not trying to be real over here. We're trying to get your banking information.
Okay, it's also a character with super speed who is so obsessed with money that he goes to every car dealership he could possibly find for sponsorship, and no one will have him. But eventually, like, Chevy is just like, fine, you can wear a Chevy shirt.
Chevy
He's like, I'm Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase.
All right, I'm just gonna do that one website, and since we're just kind of just
You're gonna Wikipedia Chevy Chase right now, Steven?
no.
It says villain on Wikipedia. We can't explain it. super speed. So that was our Comic Conjectures segment with Lee Newman. You can find his comic Sissonne on Kickstarter. It's live now. Go check it out. All the links are below. It's a really funny, hilarious comic. You'll see our full interview with him in the very near future. Check it out. He's amazing. All right, dude. So back to the act, Steven. Let's put on the face. We got this. Steven, what are you gonna work on this week?
More pages, more pages. You actually sent me a good amount. So like I said the week before, even if I have to fill in the flats in between, it's not much. It's a couple pages in between. So I'm gonna try to push to finish that book. So that's basically my goal for every week right now, is because we're so close that like anytime I get a stretch of time in a week, it's gonna happen. So it's just gotta let the pieces fall into place because life's been busy lately. But so that's my goal, is to finish coloring. But we'll see how that turns out.
Oh yeah, dude. My goal is to finish lettering. So your goal is to finish coloring. My goal is to finish lettering. If that happens, then next week will literally be like marrying that, like the pages, like as they come, like, and that's it. Like, what you send me them as you finish them, I'm gonna marry them to the letters that I'm making, and we will have a finished book. So I mean, what it looks like to me is the bare minimum. Like by the end of next week, our book will be complete.
Yeah.
Right. That's how it's looking to me. So that's pretty awesome. That means hopefully, like by episode 106, we'll have a completely finished book, and we can send it off to people. So
and then also be ready for the cons that are coming up in fall and winter and stuff like that.
Dude.
Too.
This has been amazing, dude. So I think it's been a good week. It's been crazy. I'm sorry for having to put on this affectation, this fake voice for everyone. So no, I had fun. talking to Lee. I hope everyone goes and checks out our interview with Lee, where I'm gonna post it Friday or Saturday. We haven't really decided like when we're dropping that yet. What do you think, dude? Do you think like Saturday's a good day, or is Friday?
Saturday's a good day because I feel like it gives people, a few days to consume us, and then. Yeah. Boom, interview.
Yeah.
And I feel like Saturday gives the interviewee enough time to enjoy their moment too until the next we have issues airs. So.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Okay, so Lee's interview will be out Saturday. You can check that out. For now, all of his links are below. Please go check out his book, Sissonne. It's so much fun. I read it like 2 days ago, and I can't wait to get issue 2. It's like the perfect kind of fun Tick Venture Brothers-esque, like silly superhero type of world. And I love it. We had a lot of fun with him doing our Comic Conjectures, but also our conversation was pretty long and a lot of fun. Like I enjoyed the whole thing. If you'd like to be on our show, feel free to contact us at twitter.com/wehaveissuespod. Send us a DM, let us know what you're working on, if you have any like campaigns and stuff. And like I'm still working on the scheduling, but it's going week to week. We're finding people, and it's been a lot of fun so far. All of our interviews have been freaking fantastic. So like I've loved this.
All been great times. Yep.
Yeah, dude. Like I think so far, this format is still like in its early stages, and we're getting used to it. We're shaking the dust a little bit. We're gonna fix it up. It'll evolve as we go. I get a little tired after we do the interview, so I'm like, oh crap, okay, I have to start being a little more concise, which isn't my like bread and butter. Like that's not really what I'm good at, but I'm
because what happens is we just like have all this energy for the interview, and then it's like, oh shit, we still have to record an episode now.
Yes. So it's like, but I don't want people to watch the and then what's funny is like the episodes come out first and they're slightly lower energy, and I'm like, oh crap, I don't want people to be like, oh, this is like a low week, and then it's like, no, but the energy, we expend all this energy, and we were just like, we need more power, Steven.
I think we need to like maybe we start the episodes off with a shot of espresso every time. Like after the interview's over, we just both down the hatch.
I mean, I can. For sure. But I think it's been going well so far. Like I said, I think it's just it'll evolve over time. But thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. If you're only listening on one of the various podcasting apps, thank you. And thank you to JD for reminding me every single week. You're amazing, and I appreciate you. Please head over to youtube.com/wehaveissuespodcast and subscribe. Just please hit the subscribe button. Go look at our numbers. We're at like 920 or so, and like we're so close. We need 1,000 people to reach our goal, and I can't wait. Like we're so close, dude. And like I know it'll happen over time. Like I feel like this is just like a waiting game at this point. We're just like slowly like cultivating, and by cultivating I mean we're creating a literal cult. We're getting a cult, Steven. One by
we drink our Kool-Aid out of the ground.
Oh, dude, that was one of my favorite parts of that whole interview. It's just that ridiculous conversation. Anyway, you'll all know what we're talking about, and I'm sure we'll bring it up because I'm going to next week, Steven. I also want to talk a little bit more about this cult that we're creating because we are creating a cult. It's happening, but we love
it. Colony cult.
But we love you all. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Anthony.
I'm Stevie Wildcard.
This has been episode 104 of We Have Issues. We'll see you next week.
Boom.
Oh, you missed him.
I missed him. Gow. I did everything I knew how to do.
Oh my
and that fish just got away. He don't know what he's missing. But I know what I'm missing. A shrimp.
Oh my.
That's right. So now I'll show you how to bait a hook. Alright? You gotta give me one of them shrimp first, cameraman. I know you don't know much about fishing, but those is called shrimp. You hand me one of them shrimps. Be careful now, because them's gonna snap you. They'll bite. They're poisonous shrimp. We like to put the poison in them because it dulls the fish's senses. It's just a little mean thing we like to do.
Oh my god.
Alright, let me show you. Let me show you how to cast this thing. You see, you gotta open this little thing so the wire, it can just go on free whenever you want. You put it behind you and go, wow! And then bam! And we in the water.